Welcome to Ivy Produkt. We develop, manufacture and sell environmentally friendly and energy-efficient air handling units. Our production takes place in Sweden and we operate across big parts of Europe. Ever since 1969, we have worked for a sustainable future. And in the 2000s, big investments are made and we have a strong expansion in Europe. In the last 5 years, we have invested 20 million euros to maintain the highest pace of innovation on the market. This has resulted in many valuable extensions. At our Innovation Centre, future products are being developed. And at our Competence Centre, training is given to increase knowledge within the industry. Our products are manufactured by dedicated employees with state-of-the-art machinery and components of the highest quality. We have the widest range on the market, and we have delivered over 100,000 air handling units.
Hello and welcome to Ivy Produkt Online. My name is Bernd Haig and I'm working in international sales for Ivy Produkt. Today we're going to talk about school ventilation. And as you can see, I'm standing right in front of a school. I'm standing in front of the Sturegymnasiets in the nice town of Halmstad. Halmstad is located on the west coast of Sweden, right between the city of Malmö and Gothenburg, in the middle here. The first buildings for this school were already being built at the end of the 19th century. And this school is a listed building. That means any changes, any renovation or refurbishment you want to do to this school are associated with various restrictions and official requirements. But we will go inside now and look at the previous ventilation solution and compare to the new ventilation solution that is currently being installed. Please follow me. We're entering now a classroom where the ventilation solution has not been replaced yet. By the way, this part of the Sturegymnasium was built in the 1920s. Believe it or not, but until the late 80s, we actually had to open one of those windows to get some fresh air into the classroom. But then, through the 1990s, there was a big renovation wave going through Sweden with the intention to improve the indoor climate in Swedish schools. That means for almost 30 years now, every Swedish school has had some kind of mechanical ventilation solution. Of course, a traditional solution was to install centralized air handling units that could serve several classrooms. But like these buildings, many other buildings from this period of time had really thick concrete walls. And they could be listed buildings. That makes it hard to install this centralized unit and the necessary ductwork to our classrooms. So they had to find an alternative solution. And one of these alternative solutions is a classroom unit. And here you can see such a classroom unit, which were used in many schools at that time. During a meeting with the project leader at the city of Halmstad, Christer Hansson, he's also responsible for this project here. He explained to us how such a classroom unit works and why the city and school never have been fully satisfied with this kind of solution. A classroom unit like this, that uses fresh air, has the outside air and the exhaust air connected to the rear of the unit, while the extract air is being sucked into the unit on the top side here. The supply air is being distributed into the classroom on the bottom here. And Mr. Hansson explained to us, with such a unit and such an installation, it is really hard to get an even distribution of the supply air through the whole room. And furthermore, you have the risk of the short circuit between the supply air here and the extract air. He also mentioned that the students that were sitting close to the unit were always complaining about the draft they were feeling. And that is really uncomfortable. Furthermore, this kind of unit and solution is usually really loud. You will not find this kind of installation, you will rarely find this kind of installation in any Scandinavian schools nowadays, because the result was just not satisfying. The Sturegymnasium here has around 50 classrooms, and in 20 of those classrooms, the ventilation has already been replaced. We will now together look at an ongoing installation of the new ventilation solution. Follow me.
Here's a delivery of our air handling unit Envistar Top in size 04. The unit is customised to easily be transported through standard doors. This unit fits nicely in a niche of approximately 2 square meters. Our easy access concept also makes it possible to split larger central air handling units into smaller sections.
Vill du veta hur snabbt vi fick in det här luftbehandlingsaggregatet genom en helt vanlig dörr? Häng med så visar vi! Sådär, svårare så behöver det inte vara.
Here we are in a classroom where the installation has already been completed. The supply air is now evenly distributed throughout the whole classroom via these adjustable diffusers. This solution ensures an efficient air exchange and therefore a good indoor climate. The extract air is being sucked into the air handling unit through this ventilation grill. And behind these two doors you will find the new air handling unit. And as you can hear, or probably not, it is very, very quiet. This installation here meets all acoustic sound level requirements for classrooms. We are below 35 dBA, which is significantly lower compared to the previous installation. But let's see what's behind these doors. Here you can see an air handling unit from our Envistar Top series. Top means, of course, ducts are connected on the top. This is a size 04, and this one is also equipped with our hand terminal with touchscreen. For this classroom, this air handling unit operates in a basic airflow. And after that, depending on the amount of persons in this classroom, a CO2 sensor is regulating the airflow, which means whenever the CO2 level reaches above 800 ppm, the airflow increases steplessly up to a set point of around 300 liters per second. That is above 10 liters per second and person. In cubic meters per hour, you would say 1080 cubic meters per hour, which equals around 40 cubic meters per hour in persons. The average annual SFP value on this unit is only 1.3. And the heat recovery efficiency is 83%. The energy cost for the whole year for this unit here is only 70 euro. That is as low as 2.5 euro per person and year. Now let's see what's inside the unit. Just have to switch it off for safety reasons. So, the early mentioned extractor that goes through the ventilation grill comes into the unit here, goes through a filter, through the rotary heat exchanger, and then leaves the unit over here as exhaust air. The fresh outside air you will find over here goes into the unit, through a filter, passes the rotary heat exchanger, takes the energy, and is then being supplied evenly throughout the whole classroom via those adjustable diffusers we saw earlier. To keep the noise level as low as possible, they installed dampers on all ducts. Okay, and now we have the project leader, Mr. Hanson, with us today. And we would like to ask him a couple of questions. Hey Christa, nice having you with us today.
Thank you.
Christa, I'm cutting right to the chase. How much is the total investment cost for one of those ventilation solutions in each classroom?
The total cost for ventilation, building and electrical work is about 250,000 Swedish crowns.
Okay, so that's about 25,000 euro.
Yeah, that's correct.
And that is including material and so for the whole package?
That is all inclusive.
All right. My next question is, do you or you guys or your colleagues have any new projects ongoing at the moment that will use the same concept as we see today?
Right now we are planning for changing 8 units in 2 different schools, 1 primary school and 1 preschool.
Okay, so there's a lot of schools coming in the future.
That's correct.
All right. So the last question I have, and that's probably the most important question, what kind of feedback did you get from your students and your teacher with the new ventilation solution?
They were satisfied with the solutions. It has been lower sound level, better indoor climate in generally, and they are feeling more alert as well.
Okay, and that supports a better learning ability, I guess.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, very nice to hear, because I think that checks all the boxes, because that was your intention from the beginning, is it?
Yes.
Okay, great. Christa, I want to thank you a lot for being with us today, and good luck with all the new projects in the future.
Thank you.
Investing in good ventilation for schools, that means 100% controlled and fresh air. Does not only provide a good indoor climate, it also supports better learning abilities. It is also fully in line with the healthy and sustainable development. We at AHU Produkt have a wide range of different air handling units, from the smaller units, like the top units you see today, to larger centralized units. We also see a change on the market. The demand for air handling units with integrated comfort cooling increases, also for schools. I want to thank you now today for being with us and looking at the installation here at the Sturegymnasiets. I hope we see each other soon again, maybe in person. Until then, stay healthy. Thank you and goodbye.